So when it comes to portion control, there are a number of strategies I can give you, and I'm sure we'll talk about them in future episodes, but the one I want to give today is one that I feel works for a lot of people that I give it to. Because look, there are a ton of strategies out there, and every strategy works, but not every strategy will work for you. So you really have to do some soul searching and figuring out why you feel like portion control is an issue, and then try different strategies to see what will help. But I have one for you today. And that strategy is simple yet very, very powerful when it comes to portion control and reducing the number of calories that you consume per meal. And that is simply to eat slower. Now, don't leave, hear me out for a second, because eating slower is something that I think a lot of us need to get better at. We eat food very, very, very quickly, and it can cause us to overeat more than we think. And here's the science behind it. So we have this hormone called leptin. Leptin is our I'm full hormone. And after about 20 minutes of eating, it reaches our brain and says to our brain, I'm full. It acts on an area of our brain called the hypothalamus, actually. If during that 20 minutes you ate at a reasonable pace, it'll reach your brain and you'll feel full, and then you'll stop. But if you eat really, really fast, by the time it reaches your brain, you're going to feel very, very bloated or very, very stuffed. And the worst part is, the more you eat fast and the more food that you consume per meal, your body kind of gets used to it. Your stomach expands a little bit, and that becomes your new norm. So in order to start slowly reducing that, you don't want to drastically cut so many calories down. That's just not going to work. But if you slow down when you're eating your meal, a normal meal that you would, that's a great place to start. So one little tip I have is to take a timer and time yourself. First, time yourself. How long does it take you to eat normally? And you can just set the little timer and just figure out how much it takes you to eat normally, and then try to add like 5 minutes to eat the same portion next time you're eating dinner or lunch or breakfast. You don't have to do this for every meal, but especially do it for the meals you feel you eat the most and where you want to control your portions the most in. So eat slow. Another way to do that is it's pretty simple. Every time you're eating a meal and you're eating with a utensil like a fork or a spoon, when you take a bite, when you're chewing, put the fork down or put the spoon down. I know we usually don't think about this, but usually what happens is we start shoveling it in and we start eating really, really quickly, and then our plate's empty and we'll go for seconds if we're eating at home, or we'll go for the bread if we're eating dessert or eating at a restaurant. So put your utensil down in between. And if you're eating with your hands like pizza or hamburgers or cheeseburgers, we all need to eat regular food sometimes. My suggestion is to put the thing down while you're chewing, just like the utensil. So another example could be something as simple as the dinner plates that you eat off of. In the 1950s, this was the average size of a dinner plate, about 8 to 9 inches in diameter. In the year 2016, this is the average size of a dinner plate, about 12 inches in diameter. Study after study after study has shown that when you eat off of a bigger plate, you eat more food, sometimes 40 to 50% more food. So put these plates away and eat off your salad-sized plates. Because if you put portions of food on here, even if you finish it and you're still hungry, you have to get up and get seconds rather than loading your plate full of food and eating all of it in one sitting. You want to think about changing your environment to make good decisions easier and bad decisions a little bit harder. So make it harder for yourself to eat more. One strategy could be use smaller plates. Today I have a very simple yet powerful tip that's going to help you on your weight loss journey. And that tip is to take all the sugary, calorie-filled drinks that you're drinking and replace them with water. Now, water is a very powerful tool when it comes to losing weight. And even though you might be rolling your eyes because you've heard, yes, I have to drink more water before, I bet you don't realize just how important it really is. Water helps with weight loss for many reasons. One being that water is an appetite suppressant. So there's this strategy called preloading that research has shown is very, very effective. And what preloading is drink about a glass or two of water about 30 minutes before you eat each meal. And what happens is when you do that and you drink the water, you're going to feel more full before the meal even starts. And thus, you'll be much more likely to eat less during that meal. So drinking water helps suppress your appetite that way. Another way is dehydration and hunger mimic each other. We've talked about that before. Sometimes when you think you're hungry, you're actually really thirsty. So the next time you're hungry, and it's not like around mealtime, take a glass of water, drink it, and wait about 10 minutes. If you're still hungry, then maybe it was hunger. But chances are, after you drink that glass of water, you won't be hungry anymore, and you'll realize you were just thirsty all along, and you'll have saved yourself those extra calories. So it's great for that. And if you're like a lot of people and don't really love the taste of water and you want to add a little something, don't add that artificial crap. That's actually worse for you. Instead, do something like squeeze a lemon into your water. It adds flavor, and pectin, which is in lemon, is a natural food craving reducer. So it's awesome when it comes to that as well. Another reason water is great for weight loss is because it helps you save calories. On average, we drink over 500 calories a day when you total it all up. And if you just replace even some of those things, some of those normal drinks that you drink with water, you're going to save hundreds of calories a day alone, just by drinking water instead of your soda, your juice, your coffee, whatever it is. So that's why it's also great. Third reason water is great for weight loss is because it helps boost your metabolism. Drinking cold water, I always find, is more refreshing. And not only is it more refreshing, but when you drink cold water, your body has to work extra hard to warm it up. So it actually burns calories warming up the cold water, thus boosting your metabolism. And I don't know if you knew this or not, but water is essential when it comes to taking stored body fat and turning it into energy. So by drinking more water, it helps your body burn that stored body fat on you and turns it into energy, and thus gets it off of you. So it's really good for that as well. In addition, water is great for mental clarity and cognition. It's also a great lubricant, so it'll help your joints with those aches and pains that you might be experiencing. So water is super, super important on your weight loss journey. But the average recommendation for water per day is about 8 to 10 glasses, or 8 to 10 8-ounce glasses of water. Now that might seem like a lot, right? Thinking about filling up 8 to 10 glasses of water a day and drinking them could be a little daunting. So here's a couple of tips to help you drink more water. First, increase your container size. So if you don't want to go to the water fountain 8 to 10 times a day and fill up a glass of water, just take one large vessel. Now, this is about your daily allotment of water. So if carrying this around is a little daunting and cumbersome for you, like it is to me, then instead of drinking out of this all day, what you can do is split your daily allotment into bottles of water. And I like drinking bottles of water because when you take an 8 to 10 glass a day recommendation, all that means is you drink about 4, maybe 5 bottles of water. And drinking 4 bottles of water is much easier to process in your head than drinking 8 glasses of water. It's a little less daunting. Now, a couple of great tips are, first, if you want to really make sure you're getting your 4 bottles a day, number them. A lot of my clients have had great results doing this. So just number the bottle of water, and guess what? When you start your day and you have 4 bottles numbered, each one you drink, you know which number that is, and you know how many you have left. Portioning them out is also very important. So what you want to do is take the first bottle and drink it when you first wake up in the morning for a couple reasons. It'll help preload before breakfast, so drink it before breakfast and with breakfast. It'll also help wake you up, so start drinking this water even before your morning cup of coffee. Also, the second bottle, drink before and during lunch. It's good also for preloading, and by lunchtime you'll already have half of your water drank already. Now, the third bottle is where you preload before dinner and during dinner. And the fourth bottle, don't save this for after dinner. Because if you drink too much water after dinner, you know what's going to happen. You have to wake up in the middle of the night and pee like repeatedly. And sleep is just as important for losing weight as drinking water. So you don't want to interrupt sleep for the sake of drinking more water. So instead, the fourth bottle you can drink throughout the day between meals, between breakfast and lunch and dinner. So that way you're going to get your 4 bottles of water per day, which equals about 8 to 9 glasses of 8-ounce water. So that'll be awesome as far as fulfilling your daily recommendation. So those are some quick tips on how to drink more water, and drinking more water will help you lose weight.